Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back into another video. We have the details for the upcoming Super Dragon Ball Heroes units, for the SSJ4s, for Hearts, for the Dokkan Awakenings that are coming. We have a lot to get through and we have some animations as well. Until all the other kind of information and details are translated and put up, then I'll do another video on all of them if that ends up happening. But right now, this is what we got from the Global Dokkan Twitter. Do let me know what you think down in the comments of the Super Dragon Ball Heroes units. Are you liking them? Are you not? Do let me know. Don't forget to drop a like as well. Subscribe if you're new. All the support is very much appreciated. So up first, we have, let me say this properly, Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Goku Xeno. What a name, man. I'm not calling them that. It's too long. He's going to be Super Int and he is a is that zoomed in a bit? Let me zoom in a bit more. There we go. He is a crossover or full power 170 lead. I mean, the full power portion does make sense. And he gives an additional HP attack and defense plus 30% for characters who also belong to the Dragon Ball Heroes category. So that's obviously going to include the Vegeta variant as well, which is very nice. They're going to work really well together. Of course, they also go on some of the better categories in the game already, like Great Ape Power, or Giant Ape Power, sorry. Eventually Bond of Parent and Child, Power Beyond a Super Saiyan, Pure Saiyan, Kamehameha. It's looking good already, it's looking good already. So, I'm guessing if Goku's a 200% lead, so will Vegeta, and considering Hearts is meant to be like, you know, the guy with the active voice lines, Dio's voice actor, and he looked like he was meant to be the headliner unit, then he's probably going to be a 200% lead as well, I'm guessing. So in the passive, he gets Ki plus 3, attack and defense plus 180%. He gets an additional attack and defense plus 60% when performing a super attack. That's actually quite nice. That's decent damage output and decent defense after supering already. Is it anything insane? No, but it's decent. Also gets an additional attack plus 80%, reduces damage received by 30% when all allies attacking in the same turn are superclass, full power, or Dragon Ball Heroes category characters, which, to be fair, isn't difficult to do. There's a handful of very good full power units that go on a lot of these other categories here as well, not just full power itself. Even the Dragon Ball Heroes category units, again, you're looking at the Vegeta variant. You're also looking at, you know, some of the older Dragon Ball units that are going to be very good. The Easy A's that are coming, SSJ4 Xeno Goku is probably going to be very good because the foundations of his kit are really good anyway. You're also looking at Dokkan Awakenings for the likes of Super Saiyan 4 Gohan and Bardock. There's some good units you can line up to get that active, so that's really nice. Also, Superclass allies get defense plus 40%. That's really nice, especially considering there's going to be a red zone around Super Dragon Ball Heroes as well, and potentially missions themed around using Super Dragon Ball Heroes units. You get that when there is an ally whose name includes Vegeta attacking in the same turn. Obviously, the easiest way to do that is have the Limit Breaker SSJ4 Vegeta with Goku, and you'll always be getting that off. He also gets an additional attack and defense plus 40% as well, and performs a critical hit starting from the turn in which the character receives the 7th attack. Now, if you have this set up and you have his 30% damage reduction, especially in the Super Dragon Ball Heroes red zone, you're probably going to get that 7th attack off very quickly and very easily by like turn 2. But all in all, after he supers, especially with a built-in crit as well, this Goku should be able to do some very good damage. And also his defense won't be in a too bad of a spot as well, especially if he has that 30% damage reduction as well. So his link set's the same way: Race, Super Saiyan, Experience Fighters, Prepared for Battle, Kamehameha, Saiyan Raw, Festival. It is a decent link set. It's a decent link set. That Saiyan Raw link's great as well, because then you can run him with the LRSSJ4s from year 7, the Easy 8 LRSSJ4s. That's huge. He's probably going to link perfectly with Vegeta as well. So that rotation's looking a lot of fun. Goes on crossover, full power, Dragon Ball Heroes, Pure Saiyans, Time Travelers, Goku's Family, Kamehameha, Giant Ape Power, Turtle School, Defender of Justice, Accelerated Battle, Power Beyond a Super Saiyan, and Bond of Parent and Child. That's a good start. It's a good start. What does he get on Super? On Super, he raises attack and defense by 30% for one turn, causes immense damage to the enemy. All in all, this Goku's going to be doing some very good damage, especially with the built-in crit. Like, you have a built-in crit before you even potentially get a dupe with this guy, and his defense is going to be in a solid position as well, especially if he gets an additional. I mean, if you get an additional because you have a excuse me, oh god, if you have a dupe in him and you hit an additional, you can raise this guy's defense by 30% twice. and also get that on super effect as well with 30% damage reduction. As I said, his defense is in a solid spot, but offensively, he's going to be doing some very good raw damage. Then we've got my boy Jeets, who is opposite to Goku, so he's super fizz. His leader skill is crossover or giant 8 power 170. That's really nice as well, again, when you consider all the giant 8 power units, pretty much and primarily all the SSJ4 units. There's a few other units like LR Vegeta in there as well, the Great Vegeta and etc. But mainly, the Super Saiyan 4 units are in there, so that's nice. And the additional 30% go to Dragon Ball Heroes category allies. So, yeah, it's looking good. It's looking very, very good when you consider, again, the Gohan and Bardock have got Dokkan Awakenings, which we'll go through in a moment. So my boy Jeets gets Ki +3 and attack and defense +180. He gets an additional attack and defense +60% on Super as well. And instead of where Goku gets the attack, Jeets gets an additional defense +80% and launches an additional super attack when all allies attacking in the same turn are superclass Giant 8 Power or Dragon Ball Heroes category characters, which again, when you consider the categories that he goes on, very easy to get active. Giant 8 Power, as I already said, you're looking at the Year 7 LR SSJ4s, the Easy 8 SSJ4s, you have Goku himself to go with Vegeta, you have the Dokkan Awakenings for Super Saiyan 4 Gohan and Bardock, and then, you know, the other Dragon Ball Heroes category allies as well, like for example the Easy 8s that are coming, Easy Areas, some other, you know, Dragon Ball Heroes units from previous years. Very easy to get that active, very, very easy. And the additional is going to be very nice. If he also raises attack and defense on Super as well, just like Goku, which I assume he will do, that built-in additional is huge, especially with the additional defense as well that he gets, along with getting the attack and defense +60% on Super. So defensively, Jeets is going to be in a pretty good spot. If he had damage reduction as well, he actually generally be a very, very good defensive unit. I mean, he's still good as it is, but, you know, it would have been nice. It would have been nice. Superclass allies get attack +40%. That's kind of how like the gammas work. One gives attack, one gives defense. One's hyper-focused on one thing, one's hyper-focused on the other. When there's an ally whose name includes Goku, again, very easy to do when you have him linked up with the full power SSJ4 Goku. Attacking in the same turn. Also an additional attack and defense +40%. Attacks guaranteed to hit and disables enemies' guards starting from the turn in which the character performs the 5th super attack in battle. Jeets is good. I mean, both Goku and Jeets are good. However, the disable enemy's guard, it's okay. I would have preferred something else if I'm being honest. Like, he already has a built-in additional. I mean, it would have been nice if Jeets got the damage reduction. They're both good. I would have preferred something else instead of disable enemy's guard. I'm not going to lie. Experienced fighters, Super Saiyan, prodigies, prepared for battle, royal lineage, Saiyan raw, fierce battle. Yeah, pretty much shares, what, 5 out of 7 links with the Xeno Goku, the full power SSJ4 Goku. And Vegeta goes on, crossover, Giant 8 Power, Dragon Ball Heroes, Pure Saiyans, Full Power, Time Travelers, Vegeta's Family, Worthy Rivals, Gifted Warriors, Defenders of Justice, Power, Beyond a Super Saiyan, and Bond of Parent and Child. And then on Super, yep, also raises attack and defense by 30% for one turn, causes immense damage to the enemy. His defense can get into a pretty good spot, especially because he has built an additional, which is looking good for him. And if you manage to pull a dupe in him, in fact, even being a Fizz unit, you're naturally going to have 5 additional, and then potentially any skill equips you give them. But if you also get a dupe, you could additional a second time and raise your attack and defense 3 times in one turn while having the extra defensive kind of prowess he gets in his kit. So that's very nice indeed. Again, if he had the damage reduction instead of Goku, Vegeta defensively would actually be very, very, very good. Next we have Super Hearts, who of course has an active skill, has voice lines. I've already heard that on Global he has nothing, which I kind of expected. I'm not sure if this is going to be the case. Of course, you will find out when he drops in Dokkan itself on Global. I reckon if you turn your language settings to Japanese, you could probably have the voice lines. So if you really want to hear Dio that much, by all means go for it. But for someone who most time has the like active skills and that kind of turned off, and I skipped them once I used them in a video, it doesn't really matter to me too much. But Super Hearts is also a 200% lead as well, so we're getting 3 200% lead. That's a lot of value. Not only is Dragon Ball Super Dragon Ball Heroes hype every year anyway, novelty units, cool designs, decent kits. They don't have as much longevity. You know, there's a lot of other units that drop like Dokkan Fest. But, you know, with all the hype that comes with them, the novelty of just having them on the units, the cool forms, but also having them guaranteed to just pull the Dragon Ball Heroes units off their banner. And now we have 3 200% leads on one banner. That's a lot of value, I'm not gonna lie. Your boy's gonna have to summon. In a couple days time, your boy's gonna have to summon. The Super Hearts is a 170 lead for Dragon Ball Heroes or Time Travelers, and he gives the additional HP attack and defense plus 30% for crossover, and his passive is attack and defense plus 150. He gets an additional attack and defense plus 50% when performing a super attack. He guards all attacks for 5 turns from the start of turn. That's very nice. So he's somewhat of a slot 1 unit. Don't forget, this is pre-active skill. This is pre-active skill, and he transforms on his active as well. But that means once he supers and having that guard for 5 turns, he's going to tank incredibly well. He's going to be very handy for the new Super Dragon Ball Heroes Red Zone. He also gets an additional defense plus 50% within the same turn when guard is active, which I mean is guaranteed for 5 turns. Yeah, he's going to tank very, very well, especially once he's supered. Also, extreme class allies get key plus 1, attack and defense plus 30%, which is nice, and an additional key plus 2 and attack and defense plus 20% for all allies, and a medium chance of stunning all enemies when all allies attacking in the same turn are extreme class crossover category characters. So if you have 2 other extreme class category characters in the turn, they will get a full support of key plus 3 and attack and defense plus 50%, which is very nice. And all allies, and he gets a medium, Hearts himself gets a medium chance of stunning all enemies. Which, if you can do that in the new Super Dragon Ball Heroes Red Zone, Hearts is gonna kind of annihilate. He's gonna do bits. He's gonna be very good for ESBR as well. Very good. His link sets are Gentleman, Solid Support, Shocking Speed, Cold Judgment, Big Bad Bosses. It's nice that he has Big Bad Bosses. Brainiac's Fierce Battle. It's a decent lineup. It's a decent lineup for a link set. I'm not sure who you would link him to get the majority of those links active off the top of my head, but there's some good individual links in there. So on his active, he does transform, which can be activated starting from the 3rd turn from the start of battle if all allies are extreme class. Quite specific, but I mean, I understand it. It's not too difficult to get off. Or starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle if the character receives an attack 5 or more times as well. That's very easy. The only annoying part is you're going to have to wait until the 5th turn, which is not bad. But obviously you'd want it as soon as possible, but considering it's an and/or condition, it's not bad. Considering he has guard for 5 turns, getting hit 5 or more times is going to be very, very easy for him. He goes on Dragon Ball Heroes, Time Travelers, Crossover, Resurrected Warriors, Full Power, Transformation Boost, Battle of Wits, Space Traveling Warriors, and Accelerated Battle. And he also raises attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn on super. So yeah, defensively, once he supers, also within those 5 turns with the guard, he's going to tank everything for literally next to nothing. And he also has a 30% chance to stun. So yeah, if the Super Dragon Ball Heroes Red Zone you can stun in, Hearts is generally going to just have a field day in there. He's going to be amazing in there. And then we have him when he's transformed into Ultimate Hearts. And now on his passive, he gets Key plus 3 and attack and defense plus 200%. He also gets an additional attack and defense plus 50% when performing a super attack still. That's nice as it is already. That's very nice. He launches an additional super attack when all allies are extreme class. Which again, if he raises attack and defense on super, he's going to be in a very good spot offensively and defensively because of that additional. He also gets an additional attack plus 150 and disables enemies guard when all allies attacking in the same turn are extreme class crossover category characters. That's very nice. He's looking very good, like very good. Also attacks effective against all types when there is a Realm of Gods category enemy. See, this part you're probably not going to get active too often. I'm not gonna lie, because that's very specific of facing a Realm of Gods category enemy. Unless there's a stage in Red Zone where you're literally like the final boss is a Realm of Gods category enemy, then of course very easy to do so. Hearts is gonna deal a lot of damage and just kind of just do bits. In terms of when you think of events off the top of my head, yeah, there's not many Realm of God category enemies specifically where you kind of need to have your attacks effective against all types. But it's still looking good for him. He still keeps the same links, nothing else changes, and on super attack he greatly raises attack, so he greatly raises attack by 50%, and he raises defense by 30% for 1 turn and causes immense damage with a high chance of stunning. That's very nice. Solid defense, good offensive output. He's looking good, and not to mention Dio's voice actor, which is even better. Then we have one of the first Dokkan Awakenings, which is Super Saiyan 4 Bardock. He is a 150 crossover lead. He gets attack and defense plus 200% plus an additional attack and defense plus 100% when there are another 2 or more crossover category allies on the team. Quite typical with crossover and Super Dragon Ball Heroes units. A lot of the time, their extra buffs and kits revolve around other Dragon Ball Heroes and crossover units, but considering we have a bunch of new ones. You have the Limit Breaker SSJ4s. Gohan's got a Dokkan Awakening. Again, all the easy A's that are coming. That's going to be very easy to get active, especially with the 200% leads, especially because there's 3 of them coming on the banner as well. He also gets an additional attack and defense plus 100% when the HP is 50% or more. Attacks effective against all types when HP is 70% or more. Performs critical hit when HP is 90% or more. Medium chance of evading enemies' attack when there is another giant 8 power category ally attacking in the same turn. That's very nice. That is very nice. This is literally the definition of big number go boom. Like literally, like, you know, you run him with other crossover units again when you consider the new 200% leads with the Limit Breaker SSJ4s. Bardock at the start of turn, as long as you're not even at the start of turn, as long as your HP is 50% or more, which is quite easy to do and maintain even in red zone with items, because again, you can use items. You're looking at 400% attack and defense. 400% attack and defense, which is quite nice. Yes, that's kind of all he gets, but it's still good. Not to mention, having your HP is 70% or more, you know, you may dip in and out of that, so you may also lose the attack effective against all types here and there. And obviously in red zone, it's a little bit more difficult to have your HP at 90% or more, but, you know, on the first turn he appears, potentially, you're going to have a chance to crit. Oh, no, sorry. You're guaranteed to crit. And that's before you consider you may have dupes in him where you can hit an additional and crit again. And also dodge chance, considering red zone now you can dodge in, and if they keep that same theme going into the new Super Dragon Ball Heroes one, he could potentially dodge as long as you have giant 8 power category allies surrounding him, which again, year 7 LRs, the Super Saiyan 4, the SSJ4 Easy A's, the new Limit Breaker SSJ4s. He's got a lot in his kit. He's a pretty good Easy A. He's a pretty good, not Easy A, sorry, a pretty good Dokkan Awakening. And then on Super, he also raises attack and defense by 30%, causes immense damage to the enemy and seals. That's also quite nice to go with the rest of it. Then we have Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, one I'm very, very intrigued for. So he was a 150 giant 8 power lead. He gets attack and defense plus 200%, and he reduces damage received by 50% when there was another 2 or more giant 8 category allies on the team, which again is very easy when you consider who you're going to be running around him. So 200% attack and defense at the start of turn and 50% damage reduction. That's quite nice. That is quite nice, I'm not going to lie. Very easy to get active as well, considering how good giant 8 power units are. Yes, it's still quite a niche category, but there's a lot of good new units. Also, he gets an additional defense plus 50% on high chance of stunning the attacked enemy when performing a super attack. The extra defense is nice on top of the damage reduction. He also gets an additional attack plus 100% when there's another crossover category ally attacking at the same turn. Considering you could probably float Gohan, having crossover category allies is very easy again. The Bardock, you have the Xenos, a lot of the Xeno units, the Easy A's again, the Limit Breaker SSJ4s now. It's a solid Dokkan Awakening, I like it. And on Super, he raised attack and defense by 30% as well, that's great. Defensively, he's in a solid spot. He also causes immense damage to the enemy and massively lowers defense. Then we have Rebellu. Gonna be a bit of a longer video. Dragon Ball Heroes lead 150%. She gets attack and defense plus 100% at the start of turn. She then gets an additional attack and defense plus 100% when attacking. So that's literally on Super or Basic. She then gets an additional attack plus 200% when the target enemy's attack is sealed. I wonder if you're going to be able to seal in the Super Dragon Ball Heroes Red Zone. Otherwise, you're only really going to be getting this active in ESBR mainly. She also randomly changes key spheres of certain type to rainbow key spheres. She has a high chance of preventing enemies' attack. She also gets an additional defense plus 10% and recovers 5% HP per rainbow key sphere obtained. That's quite nice. She's our own orb changer, which is great. She also has a great chance, which is a 70% chance of foreseeing enemy super attack, when there is another Dragon Ball Heroes category ally attacking in the same turn. Considering she's an extreme unit and how Hearts is very focused on extreme Dragon Ball Heroes or crossover units, you bring her with you, especially because she has that 70% chance to foresee enemy super attack, which means the majority of the time she will foresee enemy super attack unless you get fairly unlucky with that 30%. She's going to be a great asset and a great unit to bring when you're using Hearts if you do pull him. That's quite nice. And then on Super, she greatly raises attack and defense for one turn by 50%, causes supreme damage and seals enemies super attack. Then we have the Supreme Kai of Time Brainwashed, who is a 150 lead for crossover. She has a rare chance of stunning all enemies straight off the bat, which is only a 10-20% chance of stunning all enemies. So you're probably hardly going to see it, but when it comes off, Going to be very nice. At the start of turn, she gets key +2 attack and defense +100%, plus an additional attack and defense +100% when performing a super attack. That's multiplicative, so that's going to be very nice and jump up in numbers. She then gets an additional attack +100% when the target enemy is in attack down status, and then she gets an additional attack +100% when the target enemy is in defense down status. Imagine if you lower attack and defense in the same turn and she gets both. That'd be very nice. But still, it's not bad. As long as you can lower the enemy's attack or defense or both in an event, again, we'll see if we'll be able to do that in the Super Dragon Ball Heroes Red Zone, then you do kind of miss out on a bit. I mean, she still gets a decent amount of numbers off of super attacking at the start of turn, but you will miss out if you can't do that in the new Red Zone stage. She then gets an additional attack +100% when the target enemy's super attack is sealed, and she also gets an additional attack +100% when the target enemy is stunned. Jesus Christ, can you imagine if you'd done an ESBR run just to guarantee you could do all this? Can you imagine if you'd done all of this and she gets all that 100% and then supers and then gets the 100% attack and defense on super as well? Damn. She generally has the potential to do some very good numbers. You just have to basically go through the checklist. She also seals the attacked enemy super attack for 2 turns and medium chance of stunning all enemies when there is another crossover category ally attacking in the same turns. So not only does she have a rare chance of doing it just as soon as she appears, but she then has a 30% chance of stunning all enemies again when there is another crossover category ally attacking at the same turn. She sounds a lot of fun to use. She's probably not... She's looking to be not that reliable, and again, that depends on how the new Red Zone stage goes and how many of those things you can actually do, like sealing, stunning, lowering attack, lowering defense, what phases you can do that on. Because typically you can't do that against the actual boss, like the final boss phase. But the potential she can get to, she actually seems like a very fun unit. She's just not that reliable when you need her to be. And then on super, she also massively raises defense for 1 turn, which is very nice. Very, very nice. And she causes supreme damage to the enemy and greatly lowers attack and defense. So now we have the animations. I'm not going to lie, the kits for the new upcoming units. Of course, we haven't seen Janemba or Metacooler yet, but they won't have Dokkan Awakenings, so they'll be okay. And then we're going to have to wait for their Dokkan Awakenings next year. But so far, the upcoming Dokkan Awakenings that we've seen, the details that we've seen for the new units, the Limit Breakers, the also Hearts, they're looking very, very good. They're looking very, very good. Will they have as much longevity as I hope they would? Probably not, but they are looking very, very good. And the important part is, especially with the Supreme Kai of Time Brainwashed unit, they're looking like a lot of fun to use. So I do think I will be dipping in, but do let me think down in the comments. Now it's time to watch an almost 2-minute video of animations. Okay, so we've got Lags first. He's the new free-to-play unit. What was she hitting him with? Was she hitting him with like ice? Glass? I mean, even for an SSR, that's not bad animations, you know. Yeah, neither's this. These are just standard SSRs. They're not gonna have Dokkan Awakenings. Their animations are solid. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at the shading. Nah, the detail on my boy Jeets. The detail on my boy Jeets. Can we just... Like, these are all, like, Dokkan's own animations. Like, I know we've improved a lot during the years, but look at the detail, man. The detail on the Limit Breaker and SSJ4s. I mean, I assume the same is going to apply for Goku. They look dope. The detail on Jeets. Damn. Oh. This looks hard. This looks hard. The detail on the Limit Breakers looks so sick. So sick. Yo, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Fun kits, usable units, nice animations. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It's a shame there's no OST. Yeah, this is his active skill. Unfortunately, yeah, us global players don't have the voice lines. Damn. Just awkward silence. Just awkward silence. I mean, the animations look dope. Yeah, we had no English voice lines, obviously, but the animations look dope. The animations look very, very good. Those were sick. Those were sick. This is looking to be one of the best Super Dragon... Actually, not one of... This is looking to be the best Super Dragon Ball Heroes collab we've had so far. Let me think down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, guys. And peace.